Hello, my name is Jesper Marrup. I'm Vice President for Consulting, Northern Europe. I'm working in Zalaris. I have a very nice webinar where I want to introduce you to Employee Central Payroll and show you a bit about the user experience that it comes with. So I will be demoing from two different roles today, one as an employee and then one as an HR admin or payroll specialist. So the session will be recorded and shared afterwards. Also in the session, we have a short Q&A at the end. If we are not able to answer all the questions, we will come back a bit later to that. So I think we are ready just to dive directly into it. And welcome to this session. I'm very honored for you to spend some time with me today. So what you see is the homepage of SuccessFactors. This is the first entry as the employee. So I'm logged in as Marie Jensen to give you a bit of an insight in what it looks like when you land on the homepage. So first of all, we have some quick actions here at the top. When you use ECP, you also need to use time off as the module for requesting your leave of absence or vacation. So first of all, I want to show you what that looks like. So if I click on the request time off, I get a pop-up box and I can select exactly when I want to be on leave of absence. You can see that I have 22 days left on my balance for vacation. So if I, for instance, select the 6th of May until the 9th of May, the system will automatically, based on my work schedule, calculate how many days I'm requesting. I need to have some time, boss. Off, boss. I could, for instance, type in here. So this is the way we would submit a leave request in the system. I have the possibility to download a calendar file that I can use for my Outlook so that my fellow colleagues can actually see that I'm off. Pretty nice functionality. Also, I just want to say quickly that if you in Microsoft and have integration between SuccessFactors and Microsoft, you also have the possibility to record your time off directly in Microsoft if you download the SuccessFactors app. That's a pretty cool feature I will not jump into today. Then as we have bundled our SuccessFactors with the ECP, we have the possibility to view the pay statement directly on the homepage. So what I can see here is I can see that my payout is 41,000. I have a gross of 67,000 and the pay date was on the 5th of October 2024. If I want to see the pay statement or see my other pay statements, I have the possibility to view some more details. So it will take me into the section for my pay statements, and I can see my development or decrease of my salaries as we see in this phase, because I in the past got some additional allowances for this employee. I can open my payslip and look through it in the solution. It gives me a very nice overview of the amount that was transferred to my accounts. I can see the gross salary year to date, etc. I also have the possibility to download or print my payslip if I like that. So I said the last payout from the demo environment here was on the 15th of October. Then I can go back to the homepage again. I also have the possibility to register time directly in SuccessFactors. And again, if you have the integration with Microsoft Teams, this will also be possible via Teams. I know many people are spending most of their times in Teams today, so this is a really cool functionality. So I'm still logged in as an employee. So for those of you who are maybe already familiar with SuccessFactors, I just want to let you know what it looks like when you are using ECP. You will have an additional section on your people profile called payroll information. It's the same information as we saw before. You can navigate to. It's the same transaction that will be opened up. So from here, you see the gross amount and the last pay amount. It's put in with as sensitive data, so no one can quickly see what your actual salary was. If I jump into the pay statements, I have the possibility again to get the inside of my pay slips. So this is a bit the biggest user experience from the employees. When you have ECP, your payslip will be embedded directly into the solution. So that was kind of the first thing I wanted to show from the employee point of view. All other processes like promotion, salary changes, that will be the same as in SuccessFactors. If I just go in as an administrator, I will see the view a little bit different. So if I just go like this, I proxy in as German. Now I want to log in as the payroll administrator for our Norwegian entity. So what it does is that I have now logged in as the payroll administrator. I can again look up, for instance, Marie Jensen. I have the section payroll information, manager, HR, or how we set up the role-based permissions will have this additional payroll information section. I can navigate to the pay statement, but I also have some additional payroll data. So not all information is normally stored in EC. That could be the tax card information, it could be company car or membership fees, as we see in this example. When you're using ECP, there's a technology called mashups. So this is what we will see here. If I click on the company car, I, as an HR admin, have the possibility to maintain Marie Jensen's company car information. So if I go in, I have, let me just see if it's opening here, the company car. This is the mashup screen. So this is the screen directly from the backend system, from the payroll system. I can edit the information. I can put in what car model it is, what car manufacturer, and fill in some more information. Let's say I have an Audi. It's let me see. This is the car model. It's an A6, for instance, and then I can save the data up here. Now the payroll is locked because of maintenance, so the record will not save in this example. But this is how I can maintain my payroll specific data. As said, for Norway, we have 4 different payroll elements that I can update directly from here. Also, again, I can jump in and see Marie Jensen's payroll data as an HR admin. See the tax rate, the pay date, and everything as we saw before from the payslip. If I go back, now I'm an HR admin. Let's imagine I have hired a new employee in the system. Then normally you need to fill in some different additional payroll data. That's where this very nice transaction comes into play. It's called complete payroll task. What I see in here is all the different changes that's been carried out in the solution. and needs to be followed up. So this is the binding between the HR and the payroll. It's a transaction where I can search for the employees that are not finalized. So if I search for Jesper, I have hired an employee before the demo. I don't want to take you through that process during this demo. Jesper Hansen, he is hired in the company. I can see some more details here. He's hired in Norway, in our Oslo office, on the cost center 200,004. He's in pay group Norway monthly, but he's not ready to run payroll yet. And that's because his tax card is not filled in. It could be that he needs to have a membership or a company car or the additional info for EDAC. So this process helped me to ensure to fill in all the necessary information before we run the payroll, and Jesper is included in the payroll. Again, it's mashups screens, so it's directly from the payroll system. You don't need to build additional screens inside of SuccessFactors. It's just SSO embedded into the UI here. When I'm done and have done the updated information, I can click finished, and then Jesper Hansen, he will be gone from the complete payroll task. This is actually a very good tool to ensure that you are ready before your payroll. If we go back as a payroll administrator and with ECP, we have bundled it with PCC to run the payroll. So you will have a section in your menu bar called payroll. If I click on the payroll, I will see all the active payroll that I have access to as an HR admin. So we have from Australia, we have from Finland, we have from Norway, from Germany, New Zealand. The demo today is for Norway, so I can dive into the Norwegian payroll for November. We can see that we have 31 alerts that we need to dive into. First thing I open here, I have the monitoring transaction. We have, with our ECP solution, bundled it with Spinifex. So that also means we have created some KPIs we think is very relevant for payroll. It could be the number of employees with gross pay, how many employees were terminated in this period, how many have changed the pay, and how many have been hired in the period. Furthermore, we also have a comparison for payroll KPIs. This is to see what was the gross in the last period and what is in this period. Same with the deductions, tax, and the bank transfer. So this is giving a very nice information for the payroll people to see if there's any big differences that we should dive into and understand a bit better. As said, we have 31 errors on the November payroll. We have set up some different policies in the Norwegian payroll. If we dive into them, we can see we have default personal ID number maintained. We have gross pay over 140,000. So I can navigate in to see, okay, who is having that? Does it make sense? Because we have set up a control, so we want to ensure if people have a too high gross pay, it's notified to the payroll specialist here. Frida Nielsen, I can dive a bit into the details. Let me just, so we have the full screen here. We can find her employee number, the gross pay, and then because we have bundled the solution with Spinifex, we have the possibility to display the payslip. Again, to just check everything looks correct for Frida. Gross pay, deduction, payout, Okay, that looks good. Let me see the pay reconciliation summary. So this is a spin effects report that is helping me with a reconciliation of the data for her in this period. That also seems okay. Then I can also have wage type details. So with this Benefics bundle, I have also the possibility to see some further details about wage types that are part of this payroll for Frida. Just have to load. Yes, just can scroll down. There's a gross salary. Can /101. I can see the amount. I also have the possibility to see basic ERC calculation, 18,000. Okay, I think that looks good. I'm confident to allow this forward, and therefore I can assign it to someone in the team. It could be myself, for instance, to handle Frida and further dive into the details. So this is how we can control our payroll. It will be run every day so that I will be catching up on all the different errors here and fixing them before the final payroll run. This should ensure a very smooth payroll for the Norwegian employees. It's also possible to create other validation rules. We have a huge set of policies that we have pre-configured in our solution as part of our solution. If we go back to the homepage, so this was a bit about the PCC solution. We have, as said before, bundled the solution with Spinifex Easy Reporter. We also have the possibility to jump in and do a payroll simulation. So if I just click here, it will open up my back-end transaction. So this is again a mashup directly from the payroll system, where I have the possibility to simulate the payroll. So I just need to check here, get a variant, and I can select the month I wanted to simulate the payroll for. I can execute, and I will get the payslip for October, if that's what I would like to see. This makes it pretty easy for me. I don't need to log into another system. Everything is connected using single sign-on, and it's easy for me to dive into the payroll system and simulate the payslip. I have all the tiles available where I can do different transaction in the backend system. As said, we have on top our Spinifex Easy Reporter tool that we are using. The tool is taking information both from SuccessFactors and the payroll system and combining it directly into this one solution. So I don't need to take out a report from payroll and another one from SuccessFactors and combining it in Excel. This combines everything together. Also, we have a lot of different payroll reports coming out of the box with this solution. So that could be for post-pay reconciliation. I can dive into post-exit reporting, where I can find payroll deductions. I also have headcount reporting, leave reporting. It's straightforward to create your own reports as well. I have made a few favorites that I like to use as a payroll specialist. It could be the wage type report by employee. I select the report up here. I jump to my selection screen. I would first have to fill in the payroll area. I can just search for it. Norway, monthly Norway. It will take the current period. I can filter on the employee number, but let's just execute it for the entire payroll. And that should give me the wage type report. It's combining, as I said before, information from SuccessFactors. So it could add job information like business unit, division, or any kind of custom fields. And it's also taking the information directly from your payroll system. So this is a very nice tool. It gives you a very good insight. It's very easy to use as a payroll admin, and you can even download the extracted report into Excel if you further would like to distribute it to some managers or top management, or you want to play around with the numbers in an Excel sheet. Let me see. I also have another gross versus last pay comparison I could extract. Again, if we execute it, we can see here the comparison between the last pay and what is the increase or decrease. This to help me make some decisions or see if there's any strange things that surprises me before the payroll will run. All the data is extracted and live data, so there's no loading times. It's just pulling the data immediately from the systems. I think that was all I have to show today. I hope you enjoyed the session. I will now open up the Q&A. So just give me a second and I will see if there's any questions from the audience. There's one here. What is the role of the payroll control center in ECP and how does it enhance payroll processing? Okay, so the payroll control center that provides real-time monitoring, validation, and error detection during processing. It also helps the payroll team to identify and fix issues before finalizing the payroll, and therefore reducing risks and manual intervention. What we often see in a normal payroll teams without PCC is that you will run the payroll at the end of the month. There you might realize that you have some issues or errors that needs to be fixed just before you run the final payroll. This payroll control center will help you avoid. It will catch up the errors during the month, so you don't have to work with it at the end of the month. Then also there's a question: how does ECP integrate with Employee Central? So ECP is tightly integrated with EC using point-to-point replication. You also have the possibility to see if there's any errors in the transfer from EC to payroll system, and you'll see that directly in SuccessFactors. This will ensure very accurate data in your system and in the transfer between EC and your payroll solution. Then there's another question: can ECP support off-cycle payments and retroactive payroll runs? Yes, ECP fully supports off-cycle payroll for bonuses, terminations, or corrections. It also handles retroactive calculations automatically, and this is to ensure accurate adjustments are reflected in the next payroll. Let me see if there's anything else. How does the last one I have for now is how does Employee Central Payroll ensures compliance with local legal and tax regulation in the different countries? Yeah, so ECP, they are leveraging SAP's localized payroll schemas. It's currently pre-configured for 40 countries, and they are regularly updated to reflect any legal changes. Furthermore, there's also a tool coming up from SAP where there's a website today where you can actually go in and see what legal requirements that are coming. It will be embedded into Joule, which is the AI. So you in SuccessFactors can just ask for the legal updates that's coming or requirements, and it will help you and interact with you to ensure accuracy and compliance with your local laws. I think that's what we have for now and the time I have for this Q&A. If there's further questions, we will come back. Please check out our upcoming events. We will also be represented at Unleash in Paris from the 21st to the 22nd of October. We actually have free tickets available. You can visit our website under the event section and try to win a free ticket. Furthermore, we also have some on-demand events that you can request for to see. For example, my manager, Mike Ellis, is talking about moving to the cloud, which is a very hot topic these days. So join our website and see if you can find some more inspiring events. Thank you for joining the webinar and have a lovely rest of the day.